Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Talkin Wrasslin podcast with your host, the macho-loving, cornet carny, little munchkin Denny Vale. And the Jacksonville wrestling fan, whose favorite wrestlers, of course, are forever and always will be the Young Bucks. Lyssie Vale. Together, these two give a retrospective of the week in the professional wrestling world throughout all promotions across the world. So let's jump into this week's episode. Oh my God!
Hello. Hi. It's me. It's Danny Vallow Dillon. And we're here with Lyssie.
Hi.
This is Talkin Wrasslin.
It sure is.
It's Talkin Wrasslin after dark. It's currently nighttime as we're recording this.
It's
because
nighttime. It's like 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock. The sun's down. The sun's going down now. We're almost. It's Labor Day weekend. It's officially fall. Even though it's not fall yet, but it's officially fall. Football season's back. We are in the last stages of the regular season of baseball before they go to the postseason. So,
the fuck is the difference?
Well, a lot of teams don't play in the postseason. Only some, like the Phillies and the Braves, are fighting for first in their division right now.
Well, the Phillies are losing.
Well, they're first in the division right now, but yes, they're currently losing this game.
Yeah.
Because that's what they've been fucking doing as of late.
Didn't you see them win?
Yes, I saw them win this past Thursday.
Which I'm sure we'll get into.
Yeah.
That's cool, I guess. I don't know. I have been celebrating fall early with a pumpkin spice every day. So
yeah,
it's been fall for me, even though it's been like kind of hot out.
We got some things to talk about, some wrestling news. It was a weird week again. We didn't watch Raw or SmackDown or anything like that. A little weird week. We got Dynamite to talk about. We're gonna see what the card is for All Out
so far
and give our predictions. We're gonna talk about Bash in Berlin. That happened. We're also gonna talk about Dave Meltzer's star ratings for All In and Wrestler of the Week.
No way that person wasn't Wrestler of the Week already.
No, he was not.
Are you fucking serious?
I had to look back to make sure.
Oh my God.
So,
well, if you're curious about what we're talking about, make sure to stick to the end.
Yeah, stick to the end, little teaser.
Because this is going to be a fucking wild one.
But yeah, Lyssie, how was your week?
Yeah? I'm in OT.
Yeah?
I'm in OT. Not a lot, but I mean, it's been fine. Lot of work. I don't really think anything like crazy interesting has happened this week. I don't think anything like wild, insane has happened this week. Aside from my dad letting me, not yet, but allowing me in the near future to deface his garage, which is wild to me. I don't want to say too much. Not that like really a lot of people care. I don't know. I feel like people are gonna care on the internet when I actually post about it. But so just in fairness to not say too much because I like surprises. I have a plan for a cosplay prop that I need to paint. However, I don't have the ability to use like spray paint or even really do like a lot of like things that are going to be super messy in the apartment. Because this is an apartment, it's a rental, and I'm not about to get like paint everywhere. I've done it once when I made my Young Bucks jacket, and I'm still finding yellow paint here and there from the splatters. So I don't want to like risk it, and I can't do it in the parking garage either. So I messaged my dad and I was like, "Hey, can I do this thing in your driveway?" Because my dad has like, blacktop driveway and whatnot, and it's paint, it washes off, like it is what it is. And I thought in my brain, outside is the best place to do this because it's outside the house. And my dad texts me back and basically goes, "No, don't use the driveway, but you could do it in the garage." And I'm like, "So the place that's inside the house." Okay, Dad. But nonetheless, like, he's still letting me do it. I'm just surprised he's letting me do it in his inside of his house, which is wild to me. But yeah, I mean, he's playing to like set up tarps and whatnot for me, so that way like it doesn't make too much of a mess. But I think it's inevitable. I think it's an inevitable mess that's gonna happen, and he's gonna be like, yeah, you probably should have done this outside. Like, yeah, Dad, I should have, but whatever. So, that's exciting. I'm hopefully gonna be getting the stuff for that this upcoming paycheck, so like this upcoming Friday, and hopefully be able to post about that soon. But aside from that, like, I mean, my weekend. Oh, actually, this isn't like anything interesting that had happened, but I think it's kind of funny that it happened, right? So, like, before work the one day, I was just kind of, like, meandering around, because I like to do that sometimes. I like to just go window shopping and meander. And I was starting to feel, like, a little, like, I didn't eat. My shift started at, like, 2 or 2:30. And normally, like, I'm good, but, like, I started feeling really hungry and, like, a little lightheaded. And I was like, oh, man, I should, like, probably eat something because, like, this is not a good way to go into work. Like, I cannot go into work feeling this way. So I stopped at Panera Bread, and, like, I'm by myself, and I'm just trying to, like, vibe. And, like, it was kind of busy in there. And I don't know why, but this was just so fucking funny to me. I ordered bacon mac and cheese and, cheddar broccoli soup, and I ordered like bowls of each of them because I was really fucking hungry and I really wanted cheese, frankly. And I'm sitting there waiting, and this felt like a personal attack. The fucking person called out my order, and they said 2 big bowls, broccoli and cheddar soup and bacon mac for Alyssa, my last name. And I'm like, 2 big bowls. Just yelled. Because I get it, it was busy, I get it. But why did you have to say it like that? I felt so fucking called out in the Panera Bread. I'm like,
They called you out.
dog! Jesus fucking Christ. Like, yeah, that's me, my big fucking bowls of cheese. Leave me alone, fucking Panera Bread employees. How dare you? But, yeah, no, aside from that, I was just working a lot all week, losing my fucking sanity as the days go on. How about you, Dylan? Tell us about your week. Do you have a drink down there that I could drink?
I went to,
Oh, there's not a lot of water in this.
I went to the Philadelphia Phillies game this past Thursday. We faced the Braves, and the Phillies won, and it was fun. We stayed at a casino. Lyssie didn't come with me, so when I say we, I'm referring to me, my father, my stepmom, and my uncle. We stayed at a casino, so that was fun. I gambled.
Nick Jackson over here.
I won $25. That was about it. I didn't win much. I didn't know what I was doing because I don't gamble.
Well, the slots, you press buttons.
Yeah, that's all I was doing.
That's what you do.
That's all I kept fucking doing. I know how to play poker and stuff, but like we didn't do that. We were just playing slots. I went to the Philadelphia Eagles store. That was cool. Then we went to the baseball game. I drank beer, had hot dogs, and watched the Phillies come back 4-0 to win. Thank you, Brandon Marsh and Nick Castellanos. It was fun.
Yeah.
I loved it. They wore the powder blues.
Mm-hmm.
Best uniforms. Let's go Fightins.
I got to be home by myself and watch YouTube on the big TV. So I fell asleep watching Jacksepticeye, and I woke up in the morning to Jacksepticeye. So that was pretty cool.
And football season is back.
Yeah.
College football yesterday.
Sure.
Hell of a day for college football. And NFL starts this Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Oh, yeah, that game's happening.
That's on Friday.
It's on Friday.
Yeah, it's on Friday.
I don't know when my game is.
You're on Sunday at 1 against the Dolphins.
Well, I'm going to have to check my work schedule about that.
Yeah.
Against the Dolphins.
Against the Dolphins.
Shit.
We faced the Packers
Florida.
in Brazil.
Florida.
Florida versus Florida.
Florida. I mean, so many Florida men there. We're not going to get that game. If I don't work, I'm going to have to fucking
Probably not.
Totally legally watch it on a device.
Yeah. And if you got to watch the Eagles game on Peacock.
I don't know if I work or not. Oh, no, is Thursday? No, Friday. I have to see what my Friday shift is. I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday this week.
Thursday is the Chiefs and Ravens.
be a good game.
That's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, it might be a good game.
It's going to be a good game to open the season. But yeah, let's talk about wrestling things.
All right, I guess.
I guess we'll just get the unfortunate one out of the news first, and that is rest in peace, Sid Vicious, Justice Psycho Sid.
Oh, yeah, on my birthday.
So sad.
Oh, my birthday passed also.
Yeah, your birthday.
That literally, unfortunately, just reminded me because that happened on my birthday.
So sad. The master and ruler of the universe, Psycho Sid. We're losing everyone.
I was just about to say,
this is like the third podcast in a row. It's like the third episode in a row that we're talking about someone passing away.
Because there was Sika, there was Alpha, and
Kevin Sullivan,
and now Sid Vicious.
So sad.
That's fucking insane. I don't know, man.
Thank you, Sid, for being the OG reason why wrestlers like myself hate softball.
Yeah.
He no-showed shows before because of softball.
No way.
Did he really? I'm not even joking. There are stories out there that
maybe we've been angry at our friends for the wrong reasons. Maybe they were doing it in honor of Sid Vicious.
Fucking softball, bro.
So, you know what? Any of our friends who had been delayed to wrestling shows because of softball.
Man, fuck you.
No, you know what? I'm sorry if I ever got mad at you about it. I didn't realize.
No, we had things to do, Lyssie.
I know. I'm just.
And if you can't,
I'm just trying to be a little lighthearted about it.
And if you can't tell by the name of the episode, I have half the brain that you do. It's because my favorite Sid Vicious promo.
Yeah.
And it still lives in my head, unfortunately. His leg breaking. That horrible leg injury.
Oh, yeah.
Nasty. Gruesome.
What a guy.
What a fucking mean-ass powerbomb.
Yeah.
Bryce loves Sid.
Did you find out from Bryce, or did you find out from the internet?
I found out from Twitter machine.
Okay.
I went on Twitter and I was like, oh no, Sid died. That sucks.
He was battling cancer, right? That's what it was? Yeah.
Yeah. But Sid's cool. I love watching his shit. He's like a new generation guy during that era. His stuff in ECW, short term, was really fun. The crowd fucking loved it for no reason. It was great. Sid's wild. Sid's underrated.
Well, because ECW crowds are fucking insane, so it makes sense.
Yeah, Sid's just underrated. Next thing, this was funny. Machine Gun Kelly and Randy Orton, their little beef. I don't want them to fucking have beef because I don't want it to turn into a fucking Mania match or something. MGK is lying through his fucking cracked out mind. Cause
I think Orton would have just broken him in half.
Literally.
Frankly.
Randy Orton weighs 290 pounds, bro, and Machine Gun Kelly is fucking skinnier than me.
I honestly think that Randy Orton would just be like, you know what? No, I still have rage, and just breaks Machine Gun Kelly.
In the words of our great friend Corey, Megan Fox has a toe head.
Are they still together?
I have no fucking idea.
I don't think they're still together.
I have no fucking idea.
When the fuck did he say that?
Fuck, he said it a while ago.
Did he really?
Yeah, he said it a while ago.
My favorite, I love the one-liners that Corey comes up with.
He looks like a Swedish meatball.
I think my favorite one was, and still just on occasion pops up in my head, was about that one person that we don't talk to and don't like because they did really gross things with minors. And he said that he has the stature of a melted ice cream cone.
Yeah.
That one plays a lot in my head, honestly. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not one to body shame somebody. But he deserves it. He deserves it, and he's not wrong.
He looks like a Swedish meatball.
He looks like a Swedish meatball. Jesus fucking Christ.
But yeah, so this whole thing was I guess, MGK was on the Logan Paul podcast, which that's literally a nightmare blunt rotation, smoking crack.
I feel like they need to check their devices after that podcast.
Yeah. And literally, I guess he says something of yeah, Randy Orton was talking shit on me, so I went up to him and said, fuck you, stop it.
First of all, yeah, Machine Gun Kelly would have the balls to go up to Randall Keith Orton
Yeah.
Like, nobody.
Dude, probably, if he did, he had his bodyguard in front of him and shit.
No one's going up to Randall Keith Orton and telling him to shut the fuck up. You say, yes, sir, and go on about your fucking day. Like, absolutely not. If for whatever reason I was backstage at a WWE show and Randy Orton had some beef with me and was talking mad shit on me, I think I would go up to him and I think I would personally say, I am so sorry. What can I do to make you like me? Like, what can I do to fix this problem? I want to be best friends with you. Here's a blunt. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I would do.
Bro, so, like, back in the day, when, like, it's not okay. It's not, like, looking back on it and everything, especially in the world of everyone cancel culture happy and everything. There used to be hazing backstage and shit. Mm-hmm. And I guess there's stories of, like, Randy Orton shitting in people's bags.
How old was he?
What?
How old was he?
Like 24.
Yeah, that makes
25.
sense. That makes so much fucking sense. I mean, yeah, sure, it's like not okay. But like that is very on par for like early year Randy Orton.
But, like, he's shitting in people's bags and shit.
Yeah, honestly, I would not expect him to go to work and do anything else. Actually, like I guarantee you, like that he would just go to shows just to fucking do that.
There's ones I'll have to find the video of on YouTube and we can like write them down.
I'm not watching videos of Randy shit.
No. There's like videos of like backstage wrestling moments or whatever.
Oh.
And like there's one where I guess The Miz was eating chicken. I don't know.
Oh, I've heard this story.
Yeah, he was eating chicken
I've heard
and Chris
story.
Benoit like flipped his fucking shit, bro.
Well, because I remember Miz telling this story about how he was like backstage eating his little like KFC or something.
Yeah.
And he was getting like crumbs everywhere or whatever. Or like there was just like pieces falling. And people were like flipping fucking shit on him for like being disrespectful. And like, yeah, they sent him to the hallway to change or like the bathroom or something. Like I think there's been times he's talked about having to use like the public arena bathrooms to change.
Yeah.
And people would like be coming in because, you know, they needed to be doing their business in the bathroom and not in people's bags. And they'd be like, oh my God, you're the Miz, you're a wrestler. And he's like, yeah, I totally wasn't just changing and crying in that other stall. Like, that wasn't me. If you heard someone crying, wasn't me. You know, that's some fucking loser, Mark. You know, that's not me, Mike the Miz. Like, I'm sure that's actually exactly what has happened. Not that I would know.
Mike.
I was not in the men's bathroom listening to Mike the Miz cry when this was going on. But yeah, no, I remember hearing stories like that. But I feel like personally, I think if this did happen, Randy Orton should have just beaten the shit out of MGK, and the suspension would have been worth it if he would have gotten one.
I wouldn't even suspend them.
I know, I wouldn't have.
I'd be like, thank God, man.
But in the event that did happen, it would have been worth it.
Thank God. You know, like, some people deserve to get dropped on their necks. I'm just saying.
I don't know why MGK is still a part of the WWE culture.
I don't know why MGK is still here. MGK.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Man, he's a fucking loser.
Anyway, let's move on. I don't want to talk about MGK anymore.
Let's talk about JBL doing side quest.
I mean, is it really that shocking that he showed up in TNA?
He showed up in AAA.
Okay.
GCW. And TNA. This man's doing side quest.
Is he still signed?
I think so. So someone asked him, like, yo, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm recruiting for Triple H. And it's kind of cool if that's what he's doing, just showing up doing side quests.
That's wild.
Like, he's not doing anything. He's not really getting, like, physical. He's just showing up. Wearing a big duster and a big hat.
What a weird guy.
JBL, showing up in AAA. A Lucha Libre promotion. Yeah. JBL.
WWE has enough talent that they are going to be releasing.
When he showed up in GCW, he was going after Effie, I think.
No fucking way.
So that's
way.
Funny.
No. Frankly, no.
Hey, Jeff Jarrett went after Effie.
That's fine. I don't trust the WWE with Effie.
Oh,
I
man,
don't trust them with him.
That'd be insane. He
Like,
goes to NXT.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, you're queer? I have the perfect gimmick for you," and it's the worst thing you've ever seen.
They need to bring back the maximum male models.
Like, they can't just let Effie be the gay star Effie is right now. They'd be like, "I actually think we need to make people want to hate crime you."
Yeah,
and then that's just gonna be fucking awful. So, yeah, no, I hope that doesn't fucking happen. I mean, I hope that, like, maybe, I don't know, Effie and JBL just, like, fight each other on GCW, and that's really it.
JBL has a death match.
Yeah, honestly. Why not? Fuck it.
Because fuck it. I wrote this down and talk about it because this was a lot of discourse this week. Swerve getting paid.
I know, right? How dare he?
Right?
I can't believe the man has a paycheck coming in every 2 weeks.
People are getting paid money.
Yeah.
These people get paid millions of dollars. You're telling that there's baseball players that get paid $1 million. There's football players that get like what? Okay, he gets paid. Everyone gets paid. It's good. People are getting paid.
No. See, I think that's actually the problem that we're running into. There's a lot of people in the IWC that don't understand what it's like getting paid because they haven't gotten a job and they live in their mother's basement and they're 45 years old. So they don't understand the concept of a W-2.
Like, people are getting paid to do stuff. Yeah, do some people deserve to get paid as much as they are? I'm sure not, but hell, if your boss has the money, just might as well throw it. And we know Tony Khan has the money. That's not me like taking a dig at Tony Khan. We know he has the money.
I think Swerve
deserves it though. Like
I think he deserves it not only for his wrestling like ability and like his in-ring ability and his promo ability, but he's always doing shit for AEW.
He really is.
Like especially as like when he was even before he was champion, but like he was going to like different games and stuff repping like AEW. He was doing different press things repping AEW. Like he was very consistently in the media doing stuff for AEW. And again, even prior to. Yeah. Like he quite literally has even said it himself. He doesn't give two fucking shits. He'll do it. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, this person needs a match for Rampage? Sure, I'll be the guy. Oh, you need me to go to this place to, advertise or talk about or do an interview or whatever? Sure, I'll do it. Oh, you want me to help this person with this thing backstage? Sure, I'll do it." He just doesn't give two shits. He's like, "I will literally do fucking anything." Like, sure, why not? And like, personally, that's such a good fucking asset to have in a company, and that's such like a good fucking asset to have as a person. So yeah, no, I mean like
he's a kiss ass. No, I'm kidding.
I just think he wants the betterment of AEW, honestly, and like
Swerve's been a really good signing for AEW.
Oh my god, yeah, and like you don't have to like his wrestling, you don't have to like his promo ability, you don't have to like his title reign or anything like that. That's fine, that's dandy. Everyone's allowed to have their own like personal opinions about stuff like that. But to say that he hasn't been like an extremely good asset to AEW is actually just fucking stupid. And like you haven't been paying attention to all the other shit that he's been doing outside of the ring. Sorry, my eyes are like really fucking dry for some reason.
Is that weed you're smoking?
I'm not even smoking weed. I rubbed them, and now they're like burning. And I'm like, that's like gotta be one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me, frankly.
But yeah, Swerve getting paid is good, I think.
Yeah, and I've been seeing this stupid fucking dumb shit of fucking Mr. Hunter on the goddamn internet.
I don't think that's true.
I hope it's not true of him being like, "Yeah, well, that's bad for business that they paid him that because that's above the market value of this person." And it's
I don't think anything that's coming out about like, oh, WWE think this is a bad idea. I don't think any of that is true. These journalists do not have the access of what both companies think of the pay grade or like however the fucking word it.
Well, here's also the other thing, right? And again, like, I mean, I guess it does technically fall into like a personal preference type of thing, right? But like, you have to sit here and you have to really like legitimately think about it. You could think about it as like an art standpoint because wrestling is a form of art. And you could even just think about it as like, then this is not to like degrade anybody. This is just in like a fair enough comparison to kind of break it down to a more like, something more that people might understand better. You could also compare it to like a collectible standpoint, right? Where like a lot of these things, like people themselves, in my opinion, people themselves don't technically have a monetary value. Like, I don't think that like, oh, this person exists, and granted, they might make a lot of money, but like this one singular person exists in the world, Mr. Joe Schmo, I think he's worth this much money. Like buying a person, technically, because that's what companies do, is an odd and a strange concept that is lost a lot like among lots of people. Like a lot of people don't think fast food workers deserve to make a livable wage, or they don't think that this job deserves to make this much money, because to them they don't understand like why that job is so important, when realistically speaking, if you didn't have this one job, say like you didn't have like workers at a McDonald's, you, like your favorite McDonald's, all the workers decide, I'm not getting paid enough, I'm quitting, and there's nobody to work there, how many fucking people's gonna lose their mind because they can't get a fucking Big Mac? Like, you don't understand the actual like need for something in society until it's gone, right? So the concept of that is just very like disconnected for a lot of people. So like, you could think about it in like more of a collectible standpoint also when it comes to like these higher paid jobs of like baseball players, because it's on the television, football players, wrestlers, athletes, whatever. Some people might think, hey, I don't think I don't think some of these football players need to be making as much as money as they are. Like, I love Trevor Lawrence, but I don't think he needs to be making that type of fucking money. That's insane to me. But there are a lot of people that also think that he does. With collectibles, there's figures I have that, like, for example, I have a my most prized possession, my Hangman Adam Page figure that I bought from Walmart. I don't remember if it's the Walmart exclusive or not, frankly, which is crazy because it's my prized possession. I don't think it is. But I have a Hangman Adam Page figure that I got signed when I went to go meet him, right? And to me, that figure is priceless. I could never sell that. I could never put a price on that. That thing means much more to me. Whereas maybe Bryce would come into our apartment, look at it, and go, yeah, I would say like you could probably sell that for $150. And that's two very fucking different things. Because to me, if I legitimately had to try and put a price on it because of how much it means to me, it would be so much more than $150. The dude drew a little stick figure cowboy on it. You know, that's fucking cool. So like, there's the Hayabusa figures that are out there that people are selling for around $200, and people, for the most part, would say like, yeah, I think that's worth $200. There might be someone out there who thinks, no, that's actually worth more, or no, there's no way I'm paying $200 for that figure. It all really depends on your legitimate your legitimate viewpoint on situations like this as to what you think something is legitimately worth. Just because you, Mr. 40-year-old virgin in his mother's basement, might not think that Swerve's ability in ring, outside the ring, and whatever else he brings to the table at AEW is worth whatever the amount he is getting paid, doesn't mean that the people in the company that he's working with and see that value also believes the same as you do. Again, I don't believe football players should be making as much money as they are, but do we realize the crisis this country would go into if all football players were like, I don't get paid enough, I'm going on strike, and there was no football?
There's been that already.
Like, there is a demand for it, whether we think it's stupid or not. There is enough of a demand where it would drive people fucking insane.
You know what's funny? So these same people that bitch about like certain wrestlers getting paid and everything are obviously fans of the opposite company.
Yeah.
So in this case, the drones, the fucking drones are mad at the people of the freaks, right? So I gotta be fair here and call them both their names. I didn't do anything.
No, yeah, you just hit my phone. I just wanted to make sure that this was still recording.
I got mad at the microphone. But so they're mad because Swerve's getting paid. Mm-hmm. When these are the same people that will hop on Twitter and harp and be like, they're gonna lose all their money. They're losing all their money. Look at no one coming to the shows. Blah 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 blah.
Tony Khan owns a.
So let Tony Khan spend his money. If you want AEW or if you want WWE, depending on what you like, because there's tribalism fucking no matter what. So if you are a fan of that company, let the other company spend as much money as they want so they go out of business.
Tony Khan owns a soccer team. I'm sure part of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, he owns like part.
AEW. And isn't there like another sports team he owns now? I know. I could be wrong about that. My point is he makes a lot of fucking money. The man is worth so much fucking money. He has the money to spend. It doesn't fucking matter.
None of these companies are going anywhere.
No, they're not.
They make a lot of fucking money from TV, merch, tickets, and they're just... What is We're going to look up some net worths here. What's Triple H's net worth?
Again, if TNA hasn't failed by now,
I'm allowed
AEW
to do this on here, right? I think
I don't fucking care. It's public information.
All right.
AEW is not going to fail if TNA hasn't fucking failed at this point. And like that's not a dig at TNA, but like there's no way. There's no fucking way.
Okay. So Triple H's net worth is $250 million.
Yeah, Tony's in the billions.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
And I don't think either of these people need this much money. Also, by the way. Like, that's insane to me.
Tony Khan's net worth is $1.5 billion.
You should look up Matt Pat's net worth.
I'll look up people's net worth. Just give me a second here.
Matt Pat's net worth is fucking insane. What are you looking up now?
WWE. Not telling me.
Oh, if you're trying to find what the company's worth, you might not be able to find that.
I mean, it says total assets $1.35 billion, but that's 2022.
It's probably much more than that now.
Yeah.
Honestly.
AEW net worth?
I don't think AEW is worth
$2 billion.
Yeah.
$2 billion. It's $2 billion considered one of the largest wrestling promotions in the world, second only to WWE in terms of annual revenue. AEW was ranked by Forbes as the third most valuable combat sport promotion in the world, with an estimated value of $2.2 billion behind UFC and WWE. All right.
So WWE's got to be over that by now.
Let's see if his net worth has went down. Vince McMahon's net worth, it's $3 billion.
I don't know what it was before.
$3 billion. I don't know what it was before either. But yeah.
You're not going to look up Matt Pat's? Matt Pat's is fucking insane.
Matt Pat net worth. Is it 1.7 million?
No. 30 million.
That's crazy.
Matt Pat is worth $30 million?
That's crazy.
That's fucking ridiculous to me. I still don't understand how that's happened. I mean, I get it. I love Matt Pat. But, like, that's fucking insane to me.
But yeah, people fucking make money out of the fucking ass anymore, bro.
Yeah, no, it's wild to me. But, again, the thing is, like, I think Swerve deserves to get paid what Swerve is worth. I think Swerve has given a lot to AEW. I think Swerve has done a lot for AEW. And frankly, like, I just don't understand why these people are so pissed off about other people getting paid. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And it's also the same fucking people that are gonna boast about how much money WWE's made and selling out arenas and doing all these shows in, like, you know, different parts of the world, and how well their merch is doing, and how good they're doing on TV, and like how successful WWE is and how much money WWE is worth. And then they're going to criticize AEW for not being worth as much as WWE. But then they pay their talent.
With inflation being a thing, and as bad as it is. Do we think we eventually see a time where someone's getting paid like $1 billion? That's like contracted, like a wrestler, football player.
Honestly, I would not be surprised if that didn't already happen. We just didn't know about it.
I think Bryce Harper from the Phillies. I don't know who the highest baseball player is, but Bryce Harper from the Phillies, I think it's $330 million for like 13 years. Bryce Harper contract.
300 million? 330 million?
Yeah, Bryce Harper signed a 13-year, $330 million contract with the Philadelphia Phillies.
That is insane to me.
A $20 million signing bonus.
I understand that like these football or baseball sports companies, whatever, pay these people to do their job because they do a good job at what they do and whatnot. But like, can one of them just like give me money?
But this one's even more crazier. Shohei Ohtani from the Dodgers. He's like the Babe Ruth.
Sure.
No, like he's really good.
Okay.
10-year, $700 million.
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
Like it's close. They're getting there. They're fucking getting there. I really missed my calling to going into sports.
Honestly.
Like I could have been good at sports, frankly.
Honestly, at this fucking point, goddamn, bro.
I was good at basketball. I could have made some basketball money.
It's just crazy. But anyway, let's move on and shit talk Dave Meltzer for a little bit and talk about his all-in star ratings because oh boy.
Is that a real list? Was that a real list?
This is not the one I told you about.
Okay.
No. Not we saw a fake one and it was like every match had like 7 stars and shit.
No, it was like there was like 5 matches that had like 2 stars. And the rest had 7. It was fucking stupid.
No. So the pre-show, Tommy Billington, Kip Sabian, Rocky Romero, Kyle Fletcher, Leo Rush, Action Andrade, and Top Flight defeat everyone else. 3 1/4 stars.
I probably would have given it 3. I mean, in fairness, it was fine for what it was. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't incredible, but it was a good match.
It's a pre-show match. It doesn't need to be fucking rated.
Oh my god, shut up.
Ishii and Willow Nightingale defeat Stokely and Chris Statlander. 3 stars.
Yeah.
It's a pre-show match.
Dog, just read the fucking list. Fries in the bag. Just shut up.
Dustin Rhodes and Friends defeats Brian... No. Wolverine versus Wolverine. Team Wolverine versus Team Wolverine. 3 3/4 stars.
I don't think it was that good. I probably would have given all those matches 3 stars, frankly.
Whatever. I fucked up. Hold on. Holy shit. I fucked up. I have too many things open. I'll delete that. Okay. Main card. Pac and the Bastard Combat Club defeated House of Black, the Patriarchy, and the Bang Bang Game. 4.5.
What?
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
4.5. It was fun, but it was a typical ladder match.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't anything crazy.
I give it 3 1/4.
Yeah, I'd say 3 1/4.
Mariah May versus Tony Storm. 3 3/4.
That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit.
I give it 4.
I'd give it 4.5 because of the storylines and everything that they were telling in that match. There was a very heartfelt storytelling match. And also, that was the resurrection of Nigel McGuinness. So that just automatically gets more points.
6 stars.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Hook versus Jericho. 3 stars.
That's ridiculous. That was like a 2-star match.
Wow, you're being nice.
That's giving it credit because...
I'm giving it a 1.5, bro.
I'm giving it 2 because Hook won.
Oh, see, I was
because Taz.
I was giving it a 1.5 because Hook won, and then the 0.5 star because of Taz.
Yeah, no, Hook won, Taz, Big Bill was there. Oh, Big Bill fell into the table funny, too, so that was fine. That was good.
The Young Bucks, FTR, The Acclaimed, 4.5.
No.
More like 3.5.
I would give it... 3 3/4 or maybe 4. But 4 is kind of pushing it. Again, it was a good match. It was nowhere near their best work. As in honestly, all parties involved.
Christian Cage wins the Casino Gauntlet match. 4.5. It's hard to rate types of matches like these, like Royal Rumbles and stuff, because like you're kind of looking for like a story of like what's going on in these matches, and there was a story. It was who's gonna challenge Danielson for the belt or cash in or whatever. It's just hard to rate these, so I don't have a rating.
I'll agree with it because frankly, I think this was one of the best Casino
It was a
Gauntlet
good match. It's just
had.
it's just hard to rate these matches.
Well, because of like all the nuance and intricacy stuff that was going on in there, like Nigel and Zack Sabre Jr. getting their moment in that match.
Yeah.
And then
That's the thing. It's just hard to rate these because like you only have so certain time to tell certain types of stories, you know, because you have to let everyone else get their shit in, because that's the whole fucking point of it. Mr. Get Your Shit in Brian Cage.
Yeah, which is fine, but I think that they balanced it well enough. And then you also had like still the Luchasaurus and Christian stuff going on and whatnot. So like I think that realistically speaking, plus with like, you know, the surprises and everything that went into it.
Oh,
and
I'm surprised.
And I saw somebody else like mention this after All In on Twitter, which I thought was actually like a really interesting viewpoint. And you're probably gonna be like, okay, you're thinking too much into it now. But like, I still think it was like a little interesting tidbit is that Nigel McGuinness entered the gauntlet match for the opportunity and slim chance to be able to beat Bryan Danielson for the belt because he knew deep within his heart he was going to win the belt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a very interesting and true way of looking at it. I like that.
Yeah.
Like, why else would he have entered the match? He hates Bryan so much, he wanted a chance to beat him. And that's because he, like, knew Bryan was going to win. So realistically speaking, going back and watching it, Nigel McGuinness showing up in that gauntlet match was confirmation that Danielson was winning.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Anyway. Will Ospreay versus MJF, 5 stars.
No. It wasn't as good as the first match. It was a good match. It was a great match.
4 1/4.
Yeah, 4 1/4 is fair.
4 1/4. Mercedes versus Britt Baker. Dave says 2.5.
That's generous.
That's being nice, Dave.
That's really generous.
I give it a 0.5 star.
Can I not rank it?
Lyssie gives it a dud.
Yeah, can I just say that it's the only match?
I'm just giving it 0.5 star because as a wrestler, former wrestler, they made it to the ring. They tried.
I give them a worse rating than Hook and Jericho.
Okay.
Because, like, here's the thing, right?
This was the worst match of the night.
Hook and Jericho at least had the FTW rules, the gimmick to it. Which, like, sure, Jericho matches are still terrible, but, like, I could watch him get beaten up with weapons and laugh about it. And, like, at least have, like, a little bit of joy brought into my life. This match went on for so fucking long that it cut into Jack and Darby.
I was about to say, and into the next match, the match that gets cut off at 10 minutes long, it's Jack Perry versus Darby Allin, got 2 3/4.
No fucking way. Absolutely not.
Nah, I give it 3.
Now granted, this was not a 5-star match. I'm not about to be here and say this is 7 fucking
I give it
stars.
3.
That for the hand they were dealt with getting their time cut into, they did a lot with this fucking shit.
See, the thing is, people are acting like this match being cut down to 10 minutes was bad. It was still good.
I wish they had 5 more minutes, frankly.
Yeah, honestly,
it was
they
still a
used
really good match.
They could. There was like a sudden like, oh fuck, that was it.
Yeah, it felt like it ended abruptly, and it felt like they needed more time.
I give it 3.
I personally would probably give it 3 3/4. Because I like what they did. They just fucking brutalized the shit out of each other, and they did it really fucking well. Again, Darby and Jack together are always gonna have a good fucking match. Again, it wasn't a 5-star match by any means, but I really don't agree with like 2.5-star rating. Suck my fucking dick, Dave.
2 3/4.
2 3/4. Suck my fucking dick, Dave. All right, you can give Mercedes and Britt Baker graces, and they went for like 20 fucking minutes in a slob fest of a fucking show, and the two motherfuckers that like got their shit cut into and still brutalized the fuck out of each other. You're like, no.
Well, yeah, that's the thing with Dave's star ratings, because we got a broken scale now. Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland, 5 1/4. It's 5 stars. That's it. 5 stars. The match is actually 5 stars. It's 5 stars. You cannot break fucking 5 stars. I hate when he does that. I don't like it.
I mean, he made the concept.
Yes.
He could do whatever the fuck he wants.
5 stars.
Realistically.
It's 5 stars. It was a good match. 5 stars.
I agree with 5 1/4.
5 stars. Anyway, moving on to a little bit of Dynamite. There was more to technically talk about on Dynamite, but it kind of blends into the All Out predictions. So we'll just talk about the stuff that happened on Dynamite with the All Out predictions. But 2 things to talk about on Dynamite is a very controversial one right off the bat. Jon Moxley is back. He said to Tony Schiavone, "This isn't your company anymore," and he's looking for Darby Allin. And Lyssie, did you hear what his new gimmick is based off of?
It's Kim Possible. That's what he dressed up as.
No.
No, what is it?
No.
What is it?
So, according to Brian Alvarez.
So take it with a grain of salt.
I don't know. He's like Dave. He gets the inside scoop. Yeah, take it with a grain of salt. So, have you ever heard the movie Romper Stomper, Lyssie?
Oh, no. I've just gotten war flashbacks.
Yeah?
Oh, no. No. You're kidding, right?
Have you heard of Romper Stomper, Lyssie?
Yes.
So, supposedly, meanwhile, speaking on the Wrestling Observer Live recently, Brian Alvarez noted that Moxs' brand new gimmick is inspired by a popular movie from 1992 called Romper Stomper. The former AEW World Champion current character is very similar to the character played by Russell Crowe in the movie. From Brian Alvarez's mouth. I actually know the movie he watched, Romper Stomper, Australian cult classic, 1992. He was playing Russell Crowe in what he was doing. I'm not making this up. That's a scoop for you, Alvarez said. So supposedly there's like in the movie Romper Stomper, Russell Crowe's Hondo character. I've never seen the movie. Hondo character tells a Vietnamese couple, "I'm gonna tell you something. I want you to listen to me. This is not your country." And the line is similar to what Mox said on Dynamite this past week.
Look up what Romper Stomper's about. I want you to look it up.
Yeah.
And I want you to read it.
You want me to read it live on the air?
I want you to look it up, and I want you to read it.
I've heard what it's kind of about, but I didn't look deep into it. Romper Stomper. Is it a bad movie? Oh boy. It's a bad movie. It's a bad movie. The film tells the story of the exploits and downfall of a neo-Nazi group in blue-collar suburban Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
The plot. A gang, violent young neo-Nazi skinheads.
Mm-hmm.
They attacked 3 Vietnamese Australian teenagers, brutally beating 2 of them. Violent, reckless, and unpredictable psychopath, and strong white nationalist beliefs of homicidal tendencies with his friend and second in command, the quiet, reserved, but similarly violent Davy, at their local pub.
Danny, shut up! We're talking about neo-Nazis.
Can't say that word on here. We'll just say S.A. S.A. affluent father. Junkie boyfriend arrested.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to go into the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, this fuck, man.
Yeah, it's a fucked movie. It's a fucked movie.
Okay.
I legitimately did not think that fucking movie name was gonna come out of your mouth.
Because
I have not seen anything about that. I am quite literally hoping Brian Alvarez just heard a similar quote and was just like, I once watched this movie about neo-Nazis, and that is clearly because John Moxley's bald.
Wait, that's the real question here. Brian Alvarez, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm unfortunately all too fucking familiar with the movie. Yeah, that's great. Well, I'm hoping that that's not true and Brian Alvarez is just a fucking idiot. Because that's the last fucking thing that we need, frankly.
The way he was acting on Dynamite, like, oh, you say you didn't see the movie, right? I was gonna say, like,
I'm aware of the movie. I know about the movie. I know about the intricacies of the movie. I have not watched it.
I was gonna say, like, do you know if the way he was acting on Dynamite, was he like? Was he is that how they act in the movie?
I don't know. I refuse to fucking watch it. My inside story, my ex that I wasn't aware about until much too late, because terrible people are good at hiding things, had a wonderful fascination with this type of era of situations. To say the least. But I remember later on into like our relationship, he was talking about this movie and I had never heard of it. I was like, the fuck? And this was around the time that like rompers, like the clothing item, were very common. So I was like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, I thought he was talking about something to do with like these clothing items of rompers.
What's romper clothing item?
It's like a one piece almost. Like it could be like shorts into a tank top or like long pants into a tank top. Like I know when you look it up and you see what a romper is, you're gonna understand exactly what I'm like. Those are rompers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a more put together overall, if you would, kind of. Those when these were super popular. So I was very confused as to why he was talking about these clothing items, and he was like, no, it's this movie. And he like went on to proceed to tell me about this movie and how he's been trying to find it on DVD for the longest fucking time and he wasn't able to fucking find it on DVD because like controversies or whatever. And I was like, well, that's awful and I hate that you're talking to me about this. Can we stop talking about this? To the point where he ended up getting the movie on DVD. He somehow probably found it on like fucking Amazon or something because he was a fucking idiot. It was like, I can't find things on the internet.
You probably can find it on Amazon.
And then quite literally a Google search and you could find it.
Yeah. Let's find out.
Yeah, no, like I guarantee you it's probably not hard to find. He was just like made his life fucking terrible for himself.
I'm not gonna order the movie, obviously, because I don't want to see this fucking movie.
But he finally got the movie and like tried really fucking hard to get me to watch it.
Oh, look at that. You can watch it on Prime Video.
Glad it's on Prime Video.
Or there's a 2-disc special edition for $22.99.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I'm not fucking watching this. I'm not watching this movie. But like, he was like that movie and the Hostel movies.
Oh God.
He was like really fucking into.
I've heard about those.
And I don't think I ever watched Hostel either.
I never have, but I heard and know.
But he was like super fucking into those fucking movies. And it was just one of those things. It was like, dude, I don't fucking care. Like, please break up with me so I don't have to break up with you because I'm terrified to break up with you by this point. Eventually I did break up with him. And, you know, then the hand-typed suicide note came out of it and everything, and he refused to give me, like, his address for me to drop stuff off because he just moved into a new house, and I had to quite literally go digging. We're talking about my past. I had to quite literally go...
trauma
This is crazy, right? So...
Story time
so this
with
person, recently, after we broke up, he got a house. Like literally like within like a week or two after we broke up, like he was in the process of getting this house and then we broke up and then he was moving into this house. And I was only ever there once. I knew the general area, but I could not remember the street name. I could not remember like specifically how to get there. I just knew the town that it was in. So I couldn't fucking remember this location and I was banned from his dad's house. So I couldn't even show up at his dad's house. I was banned from his dad's house because his dad was like bullying his younger stepsister and basically like degrading her artwork, and I thought that was fucking bullshit because she was like 12, and I called him out on it, and then I got banned from the house.
Was that on Christmas too?
That was Christmas Eve. Yeah, that Christmas Eve was insane because then I also called out my dad's girlfriend at the time.
I was gonna say, I remember you.
Yeah,
telling
that
me
Christmas
about,
Eve was wild.
You like ruined 2 families.
I ruined
that day.
2 families that day. It was wild. I mean, granted, my dad's girlfriend at the time was like not a terrible person. Like she was fine. She just like got way out of hand. Bryce's gonna have a field day with this episode.
Have you gotten shorts from him or anything? You gotta upload
I know. I keep forgetting. I've been so fucking busy. I have to check my email. But let me get back to my email anyway. Like, because that's important. Yeah, it's so important to this story. So. Oh
yeah, you had to go searching in your emails, right?
Yeah. So basically, I could not find this guy's fucking address. I could not remember what it was for the life of me. I had a pretty like decent relationship with his mom, but his mom was like really fucking sick at the time. And I was like, I'm not bothering you with my drama right now because like you literally just got out of the hospital. So like you could like chill for a little bit. Like I'm like, this is not something she needs to be stressing about in her current state right now. So I had no idea what the fuck to do. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to remember where it is. I'm trying to like literally like go through the depths of my brain. And then I remember something. I remember something so oddly weird that happened to me, but it was perfect. So his aunt bought him this house. He didn't buy this house himself. His aunt bought him this house. His aunt bought him this house, and I don't remember why this ended up happening. I think it might have been an issue with his email or whatever, but she sent me like a copy of like the listing for the house or something. It was something or another. She sent me a copy for it. So I had all the information about this house. So like, wait a minute. I can go through my email. I could find that and I could find the address, which I did. I had to go through my email because this fucker was not responding to me when I was like, I have your stuff. Can I please drop your stuff off? Because I do not want this. It was not responding to me. So I had to go through my email, find the address for the house, found the address. I gathered 2 people to go with me because I was terrified. One of them being my best friend and the other one, someone I don't talk to anymore that I don't want to talk about at all. And we went to go drop the stuff off, and then my ex pretends to, and I'm not even kidding, trigger warning, by the way, for like, you know, I mean, I guess like quote unquote like drug use or whatever.
Also use your words wisely for YouTube.
Yeah. So he pretends to have a episode of using too much pharmaceuticals.
There you go.
He's literally pretending to have had the aftermath happen to him of using too many pharmaceuticals in the middle of his living room. And I know he's lying. And like I know that sounds like a terrible fucking thing to like assume of somebody, but I know this person very well. I know this person's manipulation tactics. This person is a piece of fucking shit. I know he's lying. I know he's trying to get sympathy. So I walk in. I see him just on the ground with an ibuprofen bottle on the floor. That's like, it honestly might have been more of Motrin than ibuprofen, if I'm going to be so fucking honest with you.
Motrin.
On the ground. And nothing else out of the sorts that would have given me any indication that this was a real life situation. Like, actively looks like I am pretending to have been deceased on the floor. Can see you breathing. Can see you, like, moving around a little bit. Nothing else out of the sorts. You kind of look like you're just staring at the ceiling, frankly. So I'm like, okay, cool. I drop off his stuff. And then I leave. Because I'm, like, fucking over this shit. I'm like, I'm done. I found your house. Here's your shit. Goodbye. And then as I'm leaving, he jolts up. I'm assuming I'm out of the house at this point. But with the amount of speed that this man moved, he had to have jolted up from the floor like his life depended on it. Jolts out of the house, like, is standing on his porch, like, just, like, staring at me down aggressively, screaming. And my best friend at this point is, like, going back after him and being like, dude, you need to get, like, just go the fuck back in the house. Like, this is it. Like, we're done here. Like, shut the fuck up, get the fuck back in the house. He starts going after my best friend and starts causing some issues. I get pissed off at this point, and then I kick his door in. And I tell him to leave me the fuck alone, leave my friends alone. He's never allowed to talk to people like that. He can't talk to my fucking best friend like that, and I will beat the fucking piss out of him if he ever tries to fucking step out of this house again. And then I left. And then I had my stuff from him, and then a couple, I think 6, 7, 8 months later, something, I finally ended up going through my stuff because I was moving into an apartment, and I found out that he hand-typed a suicide note to me. He's not dead. He's alive. He's married now. I think he's still married, actually. I have no idea what's going on with his life. But last I checked, he was married. So, like, yeah. But anyway, I know that got completely off topic. But basically, my point is, I got war flashbacks because that movie was such, like, a vital part of this person's fucking personality. And that's fucking terrible. And I really just hope that Brian Alvarez is just pulling shit out of his ass.
I guess we'll find out. Anyway,
trauma dump over.
Ricochet versus Kyle Fletcher happened on Dynamite.
And it was everything I've ever wanted it to be and more.
Yes, Ricochet did the same stuff that he's been doing in WWE. He's not going to move the same way. It was still good. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying, like, everyone was acting like he was doing some new shit. And it was like, no, he's still doing the same shit that he was doing in WWE.
He's saving that for the big events.
Probably.
He's going to pull some wild-ass shit from PWG out of his fucking ass.
My real question behind all of this is of what I want to talk about this. I'm not trying to knock it, because I really want to know. So, obviously, Ricochet was 100% just signed to AEW because, well, he's friends with Will Ospreay, and Tony Khan saw that he was just doing speed. And was
the Twitter show,
and was like, yeah, you can do speed over here on like free, like get paid lots of money to do it. Obviously, like, not knocking Ricochet. Ricochet wasn't like a big major signing, like a CM Punk or I'm not like a CM Punk or John Moxley or Kenny Omega or Will Ospreay or an Okada. So my question is here. Compared to what Ricochet has done on the indies, compared to what he has done in WWE, Ricochet has never really had a big fucking feud on the indies or in WWE, minus Will Ospreay on the indies. What happens with Ricochet after he feuds with Ospreay? Does he end up just being another Rampage Collision guy that gets thrown in random shit, goes to Ring of Honor? Or is he going to be a big signing?
I think he's going to be a big signing simply because of Will. Like, frankly, I think he's going to have this really big feud with Will. Oh my god, Trevor Lawrence is on my TV.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Trevor Lawrence.
He's so pretty.
But like,
I can do that
here's
so
the
well.
thing. Ricochet, he fits the AEW style way better than the WWE style.
Well, yeah.
Again, he might not have been doing insane fucking shit that he was doing over in PWG on his first match with Kyle Fletcher. I
don't think he can pull out the 630 right now.
I expect him at some point to get there. I genuinely do. I think he is going to eventually, get back to that point and start doing crazy fucking shit. His style in general flows much better with AEW. I have been saying for months before he signed with AEW that people in WWE fans loved Ricochet. Fucking loved Ricochet. Frankly, if WWE strapped a rocket to Ricochet and let him fucking go, he could have been a huge fucking name there. Yep. People loved seeing it. People want to complain that are WWE fans that flippy fucking indie-rific bullshit has no fucking place in wrestling, but then a Ricochet match comes on and everyone's losing their goddamn mind. People like it. They aren't exposed to it aside from like the over-the-top excessive indie bullshit that they see from the indies and sometimes in AEW. Mm-hmm. And they just think like, well, that's all that it is. That's all that the flippy stuff is. That's not real wrestling. But then they see Ricochet and they're like, oh, I fucking love this guy. He's crazy. He could do wild stuff. Like, people fucking loved him. And I genuinely believe that WWE fumbled Ricochet really fucking hard. They could have done a lot fucking more with him. They just never fucking did. They didn't actually see the value in him. I think AEW sees the value in him because that is his style of wrestling and that is what they search for in wrestling more so. And also because he's friends with Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay, I don't think is going to let Ricochet get fumbled. I think Will Ospreay's opinion on what goes on with Ricochet matters a lot to Tony Khan. I mean, if genuinely, I think if Ricochet left WWE, like his contract expired and this Will Ospreay thing didn't happen, I still think Ricochet would have ended up getting picked up by AEW simply because of his abilities. But being that Will Ospreay was such a vital part of him going to AEW, I don't think that Tony's not gonna listen to Ospreay. And if Ospreay is like, I think he deserves to do this, or Ricochet was thinking about doing this, or this, then I think Tony's going to be like, absolutely, Billy Goat. Literally whatever you say. So, I mean, it's one of those things where we have to play out and see. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But I don't really see them fumbling him or keeping him as mid-card as they have. Like in WWE, I could see Ricochet having this big feud with Ospreay, and then maybe kind of still doing some like mid-card side questy type of things, but as he's doing that, leading it into a larger story and then have him kind of back up to like the main picture and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like I don't think Ricochet's immediately going to be an Ospreay, a Bucks, a Kenny, a Mercedes. I don't think that's going to happen overnight.
I want to see Ricochet versus Ospreay and Ricochet versus Hologram.
I mean, they're going to happen. Those matches are going to happen.
Also, Ricochet versus Pac would be cool.
Yeah. But I just genuinely think that as the time progresses, he's going to be treated as he deserves to be treated. And if he's not, then I don't understand why Tony's not listening to Will, because I know Will's going to be in his ear about it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to predictions for All Out. Now, we are recording this Sunday night, September 1st. You'll be hearing this Tuesday, September 3rd. So we don't know what's happening in between then, and next week's podcast won't be recorded until probably Sunday. All I have here for All Out is 6 matches. You know that there's going to be like 8 more announced.
Yeah, there's going to be more announced this week.
But we got 6 matches. We're going to give our predictions for All Out because AEW is running pay-per-views really close to each other. Yeah, get a streaming site, Tony. For the International Championship, Will Ospreay versus Pac.
Will Ospreay.
This is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay. Lyssie, where do you think the Chicago street fight is at?
In Chicago, you big dumb bitch.
Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander. I think Willow wins.
I think so too. Is this to like end all be all?
Probably.
I think Willow then.
Probably, yeah. Speaking of end all be all, this is probably an end all be all too, depending what they're doing here. In a steel cage match, Swerve versus Hangman.
Hangman.
Think Hangman's winning?
I think Hangman. If this is the end all be all, if this is the final,
Hangman won the first. No, Swerve.
He hasn't beaten Swerve.
He hasn't beaten. So Hangman hasn't beaten Swerve, or Swerve hasn't beaten Hangman.
Swerve's beating Hangman.
Has he beaten Hangman?
Swerve's beating Hangman. That's the whole thing going into this.
Who won the Texas Death Match?
Swerve. He choked Hangman out.
True.
Like
Swerve just recently got screwed by Hangman.
Hanger literally said, "You haven't been able to beat me by yourself." The most recent one-on-one they had ended in a draw, and Hangman refused to give him more time because
Swerve wins. Then he beats him by himself.
If this is an end-all be-all, I think it's gonna be Hangman. I think Hangman needs to win this feud, personally. Because Hangman has fallen into madness. And Hangman needs to overcome Swerve to end the madness. Unless
he becomes mad again.
Unless we are just following suit of Hangman is forever insane and Hangman can't beat Swerve, and then he falls further into his depression and his madness. And then that somehow leads to Hangman and Okada. We're getting Hangman and Okada soon. That's happening. It just kind of depends on what direction we're going in, honestly. But I feel like Hangman needs to win. Hangman needs to win the war.
Swerve wins. Anyway, MJF versus Daniel Garcia. MJF because he's not losing 2 pay-per-views in a row.
Yeah.
And there's probably more to tell in this story.
Yeah.
For the TBS title, Mercedes versus Sheeta.
Mercedes winning, but...
Mercedes. And in the main event that caused so much discourse for the world title, Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry.
Bryan Danielson.
It's Bryan Danielson. I get why there's so much discourse because of Jack Perry. People just need to stop crying. This is coming from me. People just need to stop crying because, like, Bryan Danielson needs to defend the title against someone. Obviously, Jack Perry's not going to fucking win. He's the TNT champion. Might as well just make it look like he's going to win, but Danielson's probably going to lose at the Derby, so...
There's not a whole story. There's story going into this. Literally, Jack pinned Danielson at Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah, so...
That's the story. He already pinned him, so now he wants to pin him for the belt. That's
whatever, and they're obviously just doing it for heat because it's Jack Perry in Chicago, so he's going to get heat. Or it's going to be a controversial crowd. It's going to be wild.
It's going to be a good match.
He's going to come out with the Cry Me a River jacket because they're in Chicago.
Ugh.
So...
I love him for that. But no, it's going to be a solid fucking match. I don't know why people are mad.
It'll be Jack Perry's best match to date. Let's jump into Bash in Berlin.
Oh, yeah, that happened, didn't it?
Yes. But before that, do you think, people are saying that this was a really good show. Do you think it was a good show? I think it was.
I don't think it was a bad show. I still don't think it was their best pay-per-view this year.
Honestly, out of the 5 matches, 4 of them were pretty good.
Well, how about we go through it and I'll tell you my opinion.
Okay. For the WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versed Kevin Owens, and he won.
Of course he won.
Yes.
Why would he lose it?
What do you think of the match, though?
It was fine. It was a good match. It was what I expected from a Cody and Kevin Owens match. I'm happy that they were still friends afterwards. I did not think that Kevin Owens was going to be turning on Cody.
Yeah.
That was not happening.
It was a good
Kevin
match,
Owens has lost so many friends in his past. He knows he has to cherish the friendships he has in his years now.
It was a good match. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, again, I don't think it was anything crazy special, personally, and that's coming from a certified Kevin Owens lover. But it's exactly what I was expecting from the two of them. So they beat the shit out of each other. They told some story in the match, and, Cody won, and they embraced, and they were friends, and, Kevin didn't want his hand raised. He wanted all the praise to go to Cody. So, that's what was given.
Yes. For the women's tag team titles, Bianca and Jade defeated the Unholy Union. I didn't give a fuck about this match.
I didn't pay attention to this match.
Blah, 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 blah.
I tried to watch it at the start of it. I don't know if it really got better by the end, but the Unholy Union, I can't get behind. They suck.
Blah, 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 blah. In a strap match, CM Punk defeated Drew McIntyre by touching the 4 corners.
No, it was by touching himself.
Yes. By touching himself in the 4 corners.
By touching himself.
They got the bleed. There was whipping. They beat the fuck out of each other. This was a really solid match. I like that they did. I literally said it to Lyssie. I was like, I hope they do the typical fucking strapped 4 corners match finish where it's the heel dragging the baby face, hits the corner, and then the baby face hits the corner, and then the heel hits the corner, and then the baby face hits the corner, and then they get to the final corner, and it's a tug of war. And literally after I said that, they literally did that.
So
and I was like, holy shit.
I need to ask, because this is a very traditional style strap match.
Yeah.
An OG strap match. And I saw someone talking about it on Twitter, and I don't recall ever seeing it, so I'm just gonna ask. Have they usually had red light, green light on the straps or on the turnbuckles?
They've done that before.
Is that like how it used to be? OG?
No, they didn't have red light, green light on the buckles. It would just the referee would be like, "Oh, you hit the corner. Oh, 1, 2." Like there's different types of strap matches. There's the traditional way is the 4 corners.
Yes.
And then there's the strap match Danielson and Ricky Starks had last year where there was no 4 corners. It was pinfall or submission. There's different types of strap matches. Yeah, I understand. Like, I fucking hate you so much. I'm going to touch these 4 corners.
No, I just saw someone talking about it, being like, they really need red light, green light so people know what's going on because the audience is fucking idiots.
Yeah, that too.
And I'm like, I don't recall ever seeing it, but like, is that like a thing that has happened in the past that I'm unaware of? Like,
they've used it before, but yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, the match was fine. It was a good match. Story in the match was good. I'm glad he kissed the bracelet that was in his balls.
He did.
That was cool, I guess.
This feud isn't done.
Yeah, I really thought Drew was gonna win it, honestly, and then Punk was gonna win when it matters the most. But now they're tied up.
So now we're going to see what happens at Bad Blood.
And Punk's going to win at Bad Blood.
Probably.
Punk's 100% going to win at Bad Blood. But no, it was good. It did what it needed to do, and Punk didn't get injured, so that's cool.
Yeah. Next, in a mixed tag match, Dominic Priest, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley defeated the Judgment Day, Dominic and Liv, and Dominic's a lucky boy.
Which was very surprising to me because I legitimately did think that Dom and Liv were going to win this because I really thought they were just going to fuck them out of it and keep this story going. Now I genuinely feel like I don't... Like, I know we're getting Liv and Rhea and Damian and Finn. We know that's happening. But now I genuinely don't know how the build for this is going to continue on. Like, I thought that they were just going to continue to be a nuisance. Until it was finally just like, Finn, I'm tired of you interfering in this shit. Liv, I'm tired of you, like, constantly, like, fucking around and not actually, like, giving me your best. Like, now let's wrestle one-on-one and I don't want these fucks ringside. But I don't know. Like, I legitimately thought there was going to be more to this. The fact that this, like, breakup had just happened and now they've already beaten them, to me, feels very rushed and feels very quick.
And when
it was still a fine match. Like, it wasn't a bad match by any means. I'm just a little surprised about the outcome.
And when Rhea Ripley hits the Riptide on Dominic Mysterio, that crowd's going to come unglued.
Yeah.
Coming up next was the main event that went 34 minutes and 28 seconds. The World Heavyweight title match, Gunther versus Randy Orton, and this was a fucking slugger. They beat the fuck out of each other.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of bored during this match.
Well, of course you were, because it was slow moving. It was like an old school struggle.
Yeah,
and you don't like that type of shit.
I don't. I mean, I like Gunther and I like Randy a lot.
This was an old school struggle.
I was just kind of expecting them to beat each other up a little bit at a faster pace. I mean, it got there. Like, there were some, like, quicker spots, some brutal spots and whatnot, and I was like, okay, cool, like, we're picking it up a little bit. But, like, it was just, personally, a little too slow pace for me.
Unbelievable.
And I don't think it was, like, a bad match, like, technically, by any standpoint. Just personally, for me, like, it was kind of hard to focus in on and like really pay, especially for it being as long as it was really fucking hard to keep my attention for it.
Unbelievable.
Like, if they moved just a little bit faster, honestly, the match still could have been 30 minutes if they were moving at like a bit of a quicker pace, I think I would have enjoyed it a little bit better. But again, like, technically speaking, it wasn't a bad match at all. And I personally speaking, my personal preference of a match and not enjoying it as much as I could doesn't mean that a match is bad. So, that's what I have to say about that.
Unbelievable.
And of course, Gunther won. You know, like, that's a given.
Gunther won.
I'm glad that Ludwig got to announce Gunther.
Lyssie, do the ring general.
The ring general! So he says it. So he says it. That's like, Bryce, I need you to make a short of that, and I need you to put Ludwig, like, right after I said that. I need to see the comparison, frankly. So, I think I was spot on, actually, with that. Ringalala! It's perfect.
Oh, man.
You know? I don't know why he says it like that. I don't. The man does not enunciate at all, but it's fine.
And you know what? Not to sound like all like fucked up and wrong and racist or whatever, but man, props to WWE having a show in Germany and not doing anything Nazi-like.
Yeah, I don't, and especially
I am so proud of that.
Especially with Gunther there, because they have consistently made this Austrian man like related to a Nazi so many fucking ways. We are talking a lot about Nazis.
This episode is, oh boy.
But like they have done so many things of like just tying him to fucking Nazi shit. I'm so fucking glad that they didn't do anything. They got a whole
show and they didn't have.
They didn't do anything.
Good job, WWE.
Thank God. Well, I think that was a lot of Vince. I don't know. Maybe Triple H has done like one or two things. I don't recall the time frame.
Have you seen Triple H's gear, bro? You know what gear I'm talking about? Have you seen his gear?
I've seen a lot of stuff that Triple H has done in his career that has been problematic. Okay.
Have you seen Katie Vick?
I'm well aware. I'm well aware. But yeah, no, overall, I mean, I don't think the pay-per-view was bad by any means. I don't think it was like astonishing, great, incredible, amazing. It wasn't their best for the year by far. It was fine. It was fine pay-per-view. Like, I didn't mind watching it. I didn't like have a hissy fit watching it. I didn't feel like my time was being wasted watching it. Like the fucking Australian show, where I was literally pissed that I woke up so fucking early to watch it.
Well, that was because it was 5 a.m. This was at 1 afternoon.
But the pay-per-view sucked. Like, it sucked. Like, I could have slept through it and been fine.
Yeah.
Like, I did not need to wake up early to watch it. I wasted my time and wasted my sleep.
Would that be WWE's like worst show of the year?
Personally, to me, yeah.
What about AEW?
God, AEW has had so many shows.
All right, let's.
Yeah, I need you to go back.
I gotta pull this up.
I don't think that there's been an AEW pay-per-view that I've been so fucking mad about. To be like, I've wasted my money.
We're only doing this year.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, we only did this year for WWE.
Past events. That's 2019, 20, 22, 23. 24. So we had Revolution, which was Sting's retirement.
That was the first pay-per-view of the year?
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Honestly, I think that's their best fucking show.
That was a good show.
Dynasty, which was Joe and Swerve when Swerve won the belt.
Okay.
That FTR and the Bucks in the ladder match. That had Okada and Pac. Wow, that was like Julia Hart's last match.
Yeah, well, she got hurt.
Yeah. Roddy and Kyle. Oh my God, Chris Jericho and Hook.
It's been going on since fucking Dynasty. If not...
Oh, Will Ospreay and Danielson. So that was Dynasty.
Yeah.
Double or Nothing, which was main evented by the Elite versus Team AEW. Swerve defeated Christian Cage.
Oh, that's when... wait, is that when Jack... That's when Jack got set on fire.
Yeah, and this is when Edge broke his leg.
Yeah.
Against Malachi Black, Jon Moxley and the Keshta, Jericho, Hook, and Shibata. Orange Cassidy and Trent. So that was
I think I'm just gonna preemptively say it now.
That was Double or Nothing.
This might be controversial, possibly. I feel like it might have been Forbidden Door.
Well, we're getting there.
I thought was the worst.
We're getting there. So that was Double or Nothing. Yeah, Forbidden Door, and then the next one was All In. So, Forbidden Door. What was the main event? Oh, Swerve and Ospreay. Naito and Moxley. Mercedes and Stephanie Vacuor. The TNT ladder match. Yeah, it's probably Forbidden Door, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forbidden, and that might honestly just even be in, like, the retrospective. Like, Forbidden Door didn't hit like Forbidden Door's hit before.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't all New Japan versus fucking AEW.
Didi, you can't get in the hamper. What are you doing?
I'm letting him go. I want to see what he does. I want to see what he does.
What is he doing?
I don't know. He's trying to climb.
No fucking way, dude. I swear to God.
Oh, Ghost is not letting. They're having a ladder match right now. Ghost just stopped him from climbing the ladder.
No, because Ghost knows something bad's gonna happen. Ghost has more life experience than Didi. He's trying to tell him not to be a fucking idiot.
You think he is?
Yes. He's like, don't do that.
Anyway. That
I think All Out's gonna, so far, is shaping up to be a really fucking good pay-per-view. And I think it's going to be a really good pay-per-view.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be fucking solid. So, even Mercedes versus Sheeta is gonna be a good match, I feel like.
Okay.
I think that'll be better than Mercedes and Britt, hands down.
Oh, wait, no. You know what fucking pay-per-view was worse this year? Double or Nothing, because it was like 6 hours fucking long.
That doesn't matter to me.
Yes, it does.
That literally means nothing to me.
Yes, it does.
Just because it means something to you doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care. Jack Perry got set on fire and he pinned Bryan Danielson. And Darby got hung upside down.
Hook and fucking Jericho have been having matches for like
the whole year.
A year, bro.
And it's still not over.
It's still not over.
I need Hook to be free.
Like there's some great long-term story booking like stories out there.
It doesn't need to be every week.
Like the Bloodline and stuff, but like the Bloodline does side quest at least.
Yeah, this doesn't need to be every single fucking week. Literally every single fucking week.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Oh, man. Anyway, let's move on to my wrestler of the week because I'm the host. Lyssie, you gonna ask me who my wrestler of the week is?
No, I'm actually just ending the podcast.
Lyssie, ask me who my wrestler of the week is.
Because I know exactly what you're gonna do.
What? What am I gonna do?
Dylan, who's your wrestler of the week?
Like most Delaney! And extra cheese. I'm the meat with extra cheese. And extra fries.
Shut up.
It's CM Punk. It's Phil Brooks. Yes, Lyssie, to answer your question from the beginning of the episode, yes, he surprisingly has not been wrestler of the week. I don't know how. He just hasn't been. CM Punk's the wrestler of the week. You gonna ask me about CM Punk, Lyssie?
Nope.
CM Punk. CM Punk.
Thank you guys so
CM
much for
Punk,
watching.
CM Punk. CM Punk. Like most Delaney.
If you keep making Jim Cornette podcast jokes, I am kicking off this podcast.
Now, Brian.
Stacy, that's nice.
That's nice, Stacy. Now, Brian. Why is my wrestler of the week CM Punk?
Shut up. Golly gee. Goodness gracious, Dylan.
CM Punk.
What was your first introduction to fucking Phil?
I was a young lad watching ECW and CM Punk was on the screen. I was like, I didn't know what straight edge meant. I was like 7, 8. I was like, yeah, this guy pretty fucking cool. Taped up fist. He's doing like a weird like wrist thing. Bryce, edit here. The CM Punk wrist thing. You know what I'm talking about. And he has tattoos and he looks cool. He's like Jeff Hardy, and then later you find out he's actually the complete opposite of Jeff Hardy when you find out what straight edge is. And how I found out what straight edge was, fun fact, was the Jeff Hardy CM Punk feud. Because it was like, oh, Jeff Hardy does drugs and CM Punk doesn't. And fondest memory. I told you the story before. It was I
love this story. I know exactly what story it is.
Jeff Hardy in the CM Punk feud. CM Punk was on screen and he was preaching about like, I'm straight edge and I'm better than you and I don't drink or smoke or do drugs and all of this. And my dad was in the background like watching it. Like he was playing poker on like the computer or something. And he was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
The fuck is this bozo on
Yeah,
about?
like, what the fuck? I'm like 9. My dad's just like, what the fuck? And I just remember
Dad's
going,
like, I'll drink to that.
yeah, and I was like, oh, he's straight edge. My dad was like, okay.
Oh, man.
But I'm not straight edge at all. As you can tell if you listen to this podcast, you probably heard me smoke the weed, vape, and whatnot. And I drink. And like, but one of my favorite bands is AFI and Davey Havoc, straight edge. Hey Miss Murder, Can I? And then CM Punk is like one of my favorite wrestlers and he's straight edge. And honestly, like, if you're straight edge, cool, I don't care. I'll just go, like, if we're hanging out, I'll go smoke weed like far away from you. Like, it's all good and stuff. Like, I respect it. I listen to straight edge music. Fuck Minor Threat though. But I like the concept of it, and that if that's what you believe, that's what you believe. Like, I'm not gonna knock you for it for believing that. Like, whatever. But I mean,
but your dad sure will call you a bozo.
my dad will call you a bozo, but whatever. But yeah, ask me other questions about CM Punk.
What is your favorite CM Punk match, and why is it? What was it?
I'm gonna see if you know.
Dog collar match. Punk and was it Raven?
Yes.
Punk and Raven.
Punk and Raven from Ring of Honor dog collar match.
It was either that or one of the Punk and Joes.
Punk and Joe 2 is up there. Punk and Jimmy raved the whole feud.
So why
Beautiful.
Raven and Punk?
Raven and Punk.
Because it's Raven and Punk?
It's Raven and Punk, and it's two polar opposites. And it's just a really good fucking match. And CM Punk dumps a beer down Raven's throat. And I still... There's no flashback match of the week or...
Whee! He threw a bat!
There's no flashback match of the week. And there's no, Dylan's Way Back Wednesday match of the week. I need to eventually do it. But I'm eventually going to upload the dog collar match I had. And it's literally, you can go back on DCW and watch the whole story. It's a ripoff of CM Punk and Raven. I keep calling Eclipse a fucking useless drunk. So, I mean, I just the only thing I pretty much took out was I'm not straight edge. So I just added in, I'm trying to take over the company.
So realistically, let's talk about this. And,
Okay.
and I want to talk about this in like a legitimate, actual standpoint and not like a whatever standpoint. But actually, no, before we get into that, what return was better? CM Punk's return in AEW, like his first return to wrestling, or his return to WWE?
Man, that's hard.
To me, it's
Hard.
it's not meant to be a bias. It is his return back in AEW because that is his return back to professional wrestling.
I
like
would say,
official.
I would say that's probably the better one, just for that reason alone of say what you want about Punk and AEW and his run and yada yada yada. There's one thing AEW did fucking great, and that was bring back CM Punk to wrestling. If it wasn't for AEW, would Punk even have returned? Probably.
But it'd be much later on.
Obviously much later on because of Vince and all of that. He probably would have gone back to WWE with Triple H running when it happened and all of that. But yeah, I give it to AEW because, I mean, One, they sold out on a rumor.
Mm-hmm. A very poorly kept rumor, but
there's so many like ways we can do here. So let's compare these for a minute. Number one, they sold out on a rumor. WWE's was a surprise, but it was speculated. But like people, it was one of those like, no, it's not gonna happen. Like, you're just funny, and me and Lyssie joke about it for a whole fucking pay-per-view, and then it does happen, and we're like, uh-oh.
We're like, oh, okay.
Okay, so there's that. Two, he broke the website of Pro Wrestling Tees.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that happened with WWE, but the shirts went fast.
Yeah.
Well,
not only that, though, too, CM Punk, his return, literally, not only did it break the Pro Wrestling Tees website, it had sold out white, black ringer tees from all distributors for like a month.
Where there was literally just, there's versions of plain white ones.
Yeah, because they literally ran out of stock, and they bought up every distributor they could and still ran out.
And like, it's wild. Like, me and Lyssie got the ringers, because we, like...
We waited 2 hours online.
We got it. And then some of my friends just have the white ones.
Yeah. And I remember
like,
when, because was I working at Hot Topic?
Yeah.
When this happened? I think so, yeah. And I remember when we finally got the shirts in, they were just the plain white ones, which was wild, because by the time we finally got the shirts in, the ringers were back in stock.
Yeah.
That's just how, like, late to the game Hot Topic is on stuff.
It's just crazy of like he fucking everything shut down.
Oh my god, yeah. You like we were I kid you not, the second that the shirt was like released, because like he came out wearing it, I believe.
He came out wearing it, took off his hoodie, and then he's wearing the shirt, and then literally the promo just ended.
And we went on the website.
And it was up on the website, like immediately up. And I spent the whole fucking, like, I can't even tell you what happened on that Rampage. Minus that, everyone can say the same thing. But I spent the rest of that episode of Rampage fucking trying to get on this website.
And then like an extra like hour and a half afterwards.
Yeah.
Did we have a watch party when this happened? No, I think
we had a couple people.
We had a couple people over, and we were fighting to get this fucking t-shirt. And then I think the people that we were with, they went home. Or maybe there was like one other person with us. I remember crying during Punk coming back during AEW.
I was like, holy shit.
And we went to Taco Bell afterwards. And I remember sending Mark a Snapchat of like my eyebrows running because I was crying so hard, and like, you know, the tears of me rubbing eventually got into my eyebrows. My eyebrows running. I'm in the Taco Bell.
Damn, that hit the scoreboard, bro. Shit.
Like, it was wild, but like, yeah, it took us like, Didi, what are you doing?
Him and Ghost are fighting.
Oh. It took us like 2 hours to get the shirts, but we got it. The thing is, I am a... What the fuck is he doing?
He's attacking your hoodie.
Hey!
Didi.
I'm determined when it comes to shit like that. I'm like, I'm not giving up on this. I am
puffed up.
I am dead set on like doing this right now. So we eventually got them. But I mean, I think the return back to WWE was great and all. You know what I mean?
They both mean something, but like I think the meaning is more there with him returning just to pro wrestling in general. Where the WWE one, it was more so like oh, that's shocking, but like not like it was a big shock because it was WWE, but it wasn't as a big shock because it was kind of just like a moment of like, when was it going to happen? Because he just got fired from AEW.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that if AEW didn't exist and he came back at WWE, like that would have been like equally more insane.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and like, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't want I don't want to say that the WWE return, like, means nothing, because I don't think it necessarily means nothing, but after seeing this fucker return back twice, like, and then a third time it happens, I'm like, okay, I'm over the CM Punk return now.
No,
It has lost everything
you know what?
to me.
I think his best return was the Collision debut.
Yeah.
Because you can tell he did not give a fuck. He did not want to be there.
I think he tried, but...
He tried, and then all the other things. But you can tell he was just like, fuck it, I do not want to be here. This is fucking stupid. Like, looking back on it now, listening to that interview he did with Ariel Helwani, there's a Brandon Marsh poster of Jesus. That's funny. But looking back on that Ariel Helwani interview and him talking about, like, oh, like, I didn't give a fuck about the second show. Like, I didn't want it to be a thing because nothing was going to come out of it. Nothing was going to work. And looking back on, like, his debut from Collision, yeah, you could tell he was like, I'm over it.
I mean, I don't disagree in his standpoint that Collision wasn't going to work because, like, at the end of the day, they were going to have pay-per-views where everyone was together.
Yeah.
And, like, the problems weren't actually necessarily solved. But, you know, it is what it is, and it was fun while it lasted type of thing. But okay, let's get on to, like, the question I, like, legitimately wanted to ask. And again, this is, I know that, like, with age and everything, you know, people aren't going to be able to go in the ring as they once have. But do you genuinely feel like the hype about Punk current day with his ability is justified? Do you think that he genuinely still is, like, the best in the world? Because I don't.
So, I get why he calls himself the best in the world.
Yeah, well, yeah.
All of that. Is he the best wrestler in the world? Unbiased, like, of course, biased. Like, he's my favorite wrestler. I'm going to say yes. But is he the best wrestler in the world? No. Is he top 5?
Current. I'm not talking about anything in his past.
I know.
Right now.
That's what I'm saying. Is he top 5 current? Arguably, maybe. Is he top 10? Absolutely. What I'm trying to say is he the CM Punk of even 2 years ago? No. Is he the CM Punk of even a year ago? No. Is he the CM Punk of 2005? No, absolutely not. He's far removed from that. Is he still good? Yeah, he's better than Jericho.
He's better than Jericho, I'll give him that.
Is he better than Bryan Danielson? And they're kind of the same age.
No.
No. Is he better than Ospreay? No. Like, would I love to see him versus Kenny Omega just to see what that would look like? Yes, I would really wanted to see that. Did he have a really good outing against Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam? Yes. Was it his best? No. Was the strap match better? Yes. I'm trying to think of matches he had in AEW. His matches with MJF were fucking phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Does anything clear his Ring of Honor stuff from AEW or WWE as of recently? No. His Ring of Honor stuff, I think, is his best stuff. Obviously, it's with age and all that. Can he still go in the ring? Yeah, he could. And you can tell, like, he's still, like, he's doing the same old song and dance, but you can tell he's putting a little twist into things and adding some wrinkles. Is he going to go out there and do a fucking Pepsi plunge? Probably never again. But do I think he's washed up? No. I still think he's good. I think he's probably top 10.
I think the WWE style is safe for him.
Yes.
I mean, granted, did he get injured in his first outing? Yes. Was it probably just like an accident?
It was a freak. That one was a freak accident. Ooh, that was a nice catch.
Granted, I do think that the WWE style is safer for him. I don't think, like, yeah, he had great matches with MJF. I don't think he was really able to keep up in AEW, frankly, and that has to do with age. That has to do with him being out of the ring for so long. You know what I mean? When all these people are, younger, quicker, faster, better, whatever. Personally, and again, I grew up a Punk fan. I still like Punk, even though I give Punk a lot of shit. I don't despise Punk because of the Elite situation or the Perry situation as much as I, like to give them shit for it. Like, genuinely speaking, I don't really care enough about it to hate a person over their own personal beef with people that I like. What I do take issue with Punk, which has made me not like him and made me not like him as much and not care about really much of what he does, is the fact that interview he had with the Little Mermaid, where he decided he wanted to... I get it that questions were asked, but personally, if it was me and I'm in this new company, not this new company, but like I'm back in this company, I'd be like, I want to move on from this. Like, I don't know if you saw this. This is just a little side note.
The Jade Cargill?
Jade was like, I'm tired of answering questions about AEW. And a lot of people gave her shit and being like, well, that was rude. And it's like, no, it's not. Because she has been gone from AEW for so long. She does not have to answer your fucking questions. I get it that the question was more so like, it should have been worded maybe a little bit better to not get that response, but like, was more of a, like, how is it feeling being being in WWE and getting the feel for things and having like this, like how your journey has gone so far, like how does that feel type of thing. I get that that's what the question meant, but like her being like, I'm tired of talking about AEW, I don't want to talk about it, that's not where I'm at anymore,
Fireworks?
I'm here. Yeah, it's Labor Day, yippee. Happy
no one
Labor.
gives a fuck, man. Shut up.
But like when he had the interview with Ariel and he just kept going and going and going and going and then like continuously taking digs during like on WWE and then this, that, and the other thing, and then also being hypocritical, and when he was in AEW always taking digs at WWE. Like, the hypocrisy in Punk...
Oh, it's crazy. It
pisses me off.
It is.
And it's
funny,
like...
though.
I legitimately don't get it, and it's annoying, and I'm over it. I'm tired of hearing you complain about one company or the next, and then kissing the ass of that company later on. Like, I'm literally so fucking sick of it that, like, I just want you to, like, have your feuds and have your matches. I'm tired of the, oh, well, like, I'm known for beating people up backstage. I'm known for being a little rough. Like, who cares, dude? Like, the fact that you're running your gimmick or your promos based off of real life events that happened in another company that quite literally does not pertain to the company that you're in anymore, to me is just a little, I don't want to say distasteful, but it's a little corny, and it's a little like, you have a fresh slate here. And I wish you would have taken that fresh slate in WWE and just did Punk. You could have still had because even before AEW Punk happened, Punk has consistently ran WWE through the mud after he left. You know what I mean? Like, you could have still done you were dragging our name for so long and now you just want to come back and act like everything's fine. And not make it about like an opponent brand and keep making undermining jabs that their audience doesn't understand because they don't watch the product. Like, it's very internet fucking shit that he gave Jack Perry so much fucking shit for, which again falls into the other hypocrisy that just pisses me off about him. Like, and to me, that kind of ruined any sort of like enjoyment that I'm getting from him out of WWE. Like, I was still enjoying him in AEW when he came back from the situation with the Elite. I was enjoying what he was doing in Collision. Did I think that the concept of everything being separated was stupid? Yeah. But then with the Perry situation, him getting fired and going back to WWE, and like this just kind of being the rig around, and just like I'm sick of hearing him like act like a fucking child about everything. to me, like, easily nullified the best in the world and the hype for me. Because it doesn't read to me as sticking it to the man. It reads to me as you can't move on. And that's not what I want out of Punk. What I wanted out of Punk is what I've seen Punk do promo ability in the past, of just basically saying, don't mess with me, don't fuck with me, I'll fuck you up, yada yada, because I'm CM Punk and I take no fucking shit, whatever, in whatever feud he's in. And it just feels like disingenuous and not authentic anymore. It feels like I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money. And that's what pisses me off. So, frankly, to answer my own question, I think that the Punk return hype is overhyped. I don't... His matches aren't bad that he's having in WWE. Again, they're safe, and that's what he needs. But with the given match ability, it falls into the same bloodline vibe that I get, where the story and the promos are more interesting than the actual matches. And that sucks because I really like Drew. And it's, again, the matches aren't bad, but the build to it's better than the actual outcome of the match.
Punk is at a point in his career where he's going to have the storytelling matches.
And that's fine. That's fine. But I feel like even on a storytelling standpoint, there could have been more. And that's what
I think the Hell in the Cell one's going to be the ultimate
I think the Hell in the Cell one is going to be the best one, hands down.
And obviously, like, I'm not knocking Drew. Drew's great and all of that. But he's going to have better stories with, like, different people. Like, I think him and Seth is going to be a really good story because they actually hate each other. Him and Cody, if that ever happens, which I think it will be really good because it'll be old school. Mm-hmm. I think him and Gunther would be good too because it would be old school.
Gunther's going to hurt him. He's not fighting Gunther.
No, if he fights Gunther, it's going to be kind of like a passing of the torch, you can kick my ass match, so he doesn't get hurt type of thing. And him and Cena will be probably the safest match of all time.
Yeah.
If that ever happens. Him and Orton, if that ever happened, would be the safest match of all time. Him and Steen, or Kevin Owens, I said Steen because I'm used to the Punk and Steen drama. If him and Owens ever had a match,
Owens is killing him.
Owens probably kills him. No, Owens would take care of him.
Yeah.
But it would be, that would be more so you want to see the promos because they hate each other. Mm-hmm. Type of thing. So.
Owens and Punk is going to be Punk and Kingston.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. What if they just follow that all the way through? Like, fuck, now we need, like, a Darby Allin.
I want to see Kevin Owens being the only one that is well-versed in wrestling and watches the product. Be like, do you not remember what happened way back when I went by Steen? Do you not remember any of that? That happened. You know, like, am I the only one that watches the product? Type of thing.
Like, him and Seth is fucking him and Hangman.
Yeah.
What's him and Drew?
Him and Drew's probably what him and Perry would have been.
Probably.
But, like, I don't know. I mean, the glory of Punk has kind of fallen from me. Like,
do you think he, like, takes over WWE in some span?
I could
when
see
he
him
retires
taking over NXT.
He takes over. He gets the book for Shawn Michaels.
I can honestly see that happening. But I don't know. I mean, I liked Punk a lot growing up. I thought Punk was really cool growing up. I liked that he took no shit and stuck it to the man. And, you know, he was just kind of like a little nuisance. I always love a nuisance person.
Nuisance person.
So, like, I Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going on with our connection?
I don't fucking know.
The baseball be lagging. Oh, there we go. So I really, he was one of my favorite wrestlers, if not, well, not my favorite, but he was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. Him and Edge were, like, always in the top two. So to me, it's a little disheartening because it just feels like a fall of grace watching him now. Again, I don't hate him. Like, I legitimately don't hate him. But I do wish that, like, he would just kind of get over shit.
Yeah.
And he would just shut the fuck up and, like, quit nagging on the past and nagging on old shit and focus on what's in front of him and make whatever he can out of what's in front of him instead of trying to drag up old shit to keep it relevant. And, like, I know that could honestly be saying, like, that could also be hypocritical because I'm over here, like, I'd literally stab myself in the neck for Jack Perry if he told me to. And, you know, Jack Perry with the Crimea River and AEW with, like, the Chicago and whatever. But is our internet going out?
Probably.
Is that what's happening?
Probably, because, you know, why do things not have to fucking work?
Okay, calm down. We'll fix it in a little bit. We're almost done with this. Yeah, I think our internet's going down, which is super weird. I don't even remember what the fuck I was saying now. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, Punk bringing up the All In stuff and then consistently nagging and nagging and nagging, and AEW basically pushing back and being like, we're gonna showcase and you guys can make your own collective decision and we're done talking about this. And in fairness, that did help skyrocket Jack Perry's career. You know what I mean? That really helped him fall into his own as a heel. And while he might not be like, well, he might be wearing a Crimea River jacket and pulling out real glass and whatnot, he's not making jabs at Punk. He's not making jabs at WWE. He's
Until
not,
All Out.
All Out might happen, but he's not consistently doing it. And I mean, Punk, I will say, hasn't as consistently been doing it as he was when he first joined back with WWE this year. But it was quite literally enough to cause a problem. Like, it was quite literally enough to cause a problem.
Bro, anything this man does causes a problem.
So, I mean, I think the way that Perry is taking it tastefully and doing it in a way that's actually shaping his character a little bit better based off of the hand he was dealt, where Punk is doing it to be a dick.
Breaking news. So
Breaking news.
I tuned into Twitter. Julia finally debuted.
Oh, cool.
At NXT No Mercy. So
cool, good for her.
That's cool.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else to talk about Punk? Cause like,
Punk is cool. I've always liked Punk. I love that motherfucker. I want him to hit a Pepsi plunge.
That's not happening.
It's never gonna happen. But Punk's cool. I like Punk. He's the GOAT still. Even in his old age.
Incorrect. My dad's the GOAT.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Even in his old age.
Yeah. My dad's the GOAT. No wrestler could compare to my dad because he's letting me deface his garage.
Alright, Lyssie. Take us the fuck out of here.
Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, if you enjoyed listening to us, watching us, however you want to describe it, you can like, share, subscribe to the channel. Doug, I think you still have at least one cake pop. Can you stop?
No.
You can like this video, you can share it out to your friends, your families, your uncles, CM Punk, whoever the fuck you want to share it to.
Did it freeze again?
It did freeze again.
What the fuck?
I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe it's the streaming. I don't know. It's fucking weird. You can subscribe to the channel to be updated with all of our latest videos and shorts that I'll eventually remember to upload at some point. If you enjoyed listening to me talk, honestly, I think it's the Phillies.
Yeah,
I think it's the Phillies streaming.
ESPN is not working.
That's weird. If you like listening to me and what I have to talk about, which God bless you if you do, you could follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the same handle, which is Lungtar, that is LUNG_TAR, and my TikTok, which is Lungbucks, that is LUNG_BUCKS. I was yelling at people about tarping off sections and ticket sales on TikTok the other day. People got mad at me about it, I think. Not in the initial video, but people got mad at me in my response to a comment video, which was kind of funny. So that's cool. And Twitter, I talk about wrestling a lot. I post a lot about wrestling. Instagram, I don't post much, but I post on my stories, which is like wrestling and tattoos and a bunch of other stuff. Dude, I don't know what's going on with ESPN.
It's working on my phone.
It's so weird. I don't know. Super weird. Anyway, Dylan, where could these people find you?
You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Danny_line_Valo_line DANI_line VALO_line. I don't post much anymore because I really just don't care. It's football season, so I've been posting a lot about football.
Yeah, you'll probably see some Jag stuff on mine for football.
Yeah, I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna eat this cake pop.
I just want this cake.
I just want this cake.
Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for watching, listening, subscribing, sharing, whatever the fuck. And we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.